What is next? I'm going to show you 4 hot trends. The thing with trends is they always look old when you look back on them. These were hot at the time. They're not anymore. But the 4 things that I'm going to talk about. Geo. We all know that a mobile device, a smartphone, GPS enabled, is an extraordinary device for location activities. We kind of get used to the fact that we can see amazing visuals of where we are and where we want to go. But there's great sites like Gowalla, there's Foursquare, which is trying to make people, enable people to get benefits and to connect with others and see where they go. But there are also some really fun apps that I've seen. So this one is by Swiftcover, the purple one. And it's an app, it's iPhone, I believe. And it's, so you can, whenever you get stuck, you go in this app and you say, I'm stuck. I don't know, stuck in the toilet, stuck in traffic, who knows? But it's a way for them to collect data about their members and sort of see, well, what sort of, when do you get stuck? It's just a point solution. Not a great one, but really interesting that they've enabled this to happen. This is Zombie Run on Android. This could make me run, actually. In fairness, this could make me run. So this is you're going for your run, and you have to get away from the zombies. The green zombies are okay, the red zombies are on your trail, and basically you have to run until you die. But again, a really interesting application that just using this geo data. So it's all there, all of this stuff, paperless ticketing, geo gaming, trip planning, all of this stuff. We take it for granted. Huge opportunities for businesses, as indeed there was for Digital Surrey this evening, if they'd helped me get here on time. Crowd. We hear about crowdsourcing, but there's much more to crowd than this. You know, we remember the Rage Against the Machine against poor little Joe McElderry, where toppled him and did so he didn't get his Christmas #1 because one guy on Facebook had had enough and rallied enough troops to get Rage Against the Machine on the top. There's also incredible crowd things like GiftGaff, a mobile phone network that's run by you. So the more you contribute to the helps forums and the answers and so on, the more minutes you get. So basically they don't have a call center, they don't have a staff, it's just the members looking out for each other. Things like, I love this one, Quirky is a really neat thing, quirky.com. Go there if you're a gadget guy, because there's just loads of stuff on there. If you've got an idea, an invention, you can put it onto Quirky, say, I need 500 people to commit to buy this. When they do, you've got enough money committed that you can go and get it manufactured and you're off and running. There's things like threadless t-shirts we know about. Waze, which is, again, a satellite navigation thing that uses the crowd knowledge to understand, well, what's happening on the roads around you. So crowd stuff is really, really important. And there's so much that you can do with this if you know how to tap into it correctly. The next area is social shopping. And this is already huge and it's going to be massive. Now, we all know about Amazon and so on, but this is an example here. This is Starbucks, the red cups for Christmas, they're back. And if you've got an iPhone there, you can point it at the cup and then you can play a game. It's a free app that they've made. Now, they've only done it for the iPhone, which is a bit short-sighted because it means it only reaches a small percentage of the market, but probably important to them. Well, it is only 10% of the population, so if they'd done a crazy website that more people could see, then they'd probably have had a better result. This example at the top is Wired magazine, and Wired readers are totally tuned into all this stuff, but Olympus did this ad, and you just scan the QR code, and that's me doing it. And basically they said, put your smartphone here, and it brings the ad to life. So there's a little video just plays off of YouTube. Again, not a brilliant example, but I think it's interesting that even in Wired magazine, they felt the need to explain what a QR code is. Right? So Amazon, we all know about this, their recommendations engine. Scavenger, an app for iPhone and Android, which is puts a gaming layer on the world. So if you go in a restaurant, you might find there's a game there. You make a paper hat out of your napkin and take it up to the counter. You'll get a free drink or something. That was a real-world poster that was in Topshop, encouraging students to go in, play games in Topshop at the start of the term. There's things like QR codes. That's a bad example, but if you're doing this stuff, you've got to have great mobile content. But what I want on that is I want to be able to see, right, what does this taste like? What are the reviews? What do I eat with it? I want that instant as I go around the supermarket. Things like near-field communications. That's a daft thing because that's an iPhone which doesn't have it. There are only a couple of devices, I think, that have got near-field communications at the moment, but it's going to be coming in lots more devices fairly soon. So this means you can do away with your Oyster card and you can just pay for things as you go from your mobile phone. That will just be so old hat in a few years' time, we won't even think about it. And even things like, this is Tesco selling Facebook credits, for goodness sake. The retailers are desperately trying to figure out, well, it's going to happen, this thing, whether I like it or not, so I might as well try and make some margin off the back. So all of this stuff that's going on is transforming the world. eBay did a deal last month with Facebook to use to use the Facebook Open Graph to enable their platform to become much more sociable. So you can see what other people are doing, what your friends are doing when you're shopping on eBay. Trying to outdo Amazon by getting in with Facebook. Blippy, Spotify, you've all probably heard of. Amazing social entities that allow you to do some incredible things that you couldn't do before. And this is the last one of the 4. And it's not really sexy, but you've got to get good at this if you're in marketing. It's data mining. And I've got some examples on here. This is just Twitter and Flickr activity that shows you the map. That's London, that's the UK. You could do this for a keyword, for example. You say, well, who's mentioned auto glass? And it will show you where they are on the map. It takes seconds to do. This one, you can see the little dots there. This one is the west coast of America, and each one of those dots is a swear word. This is a month of data in 90 seconds. And the little dots are sort of nice swear words. There's some F words in there, and every so often someone drops a biggie. So you're boom, that has seismic proportions. But the data builds over time, and you can see where people are swearing. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to use that, but you could very easily adapt that for your business and see what's going on around you. This one's at the top here. This is Twitter. This is people mentioning 111111. So you can see it scrolling across the world. Again, it's all there. It's just got to use it. And I love this one. I did this one. This is there's a site called timeu.se, built by a student at Cornell University, completely free to use. And I just went in there and I put a search for beer, wine, and vodka. Right, so beer is the red line. So you can see, the fascinating thing is this tells you everything you'd expect, right? It's a silly example, but look, this is Sunday, that's Saturday. As you go through the week, your need for beer increases. The beer guys kick in about an hour before the wine guys, because the beer guys really can't wait. And they really peak on a Saturday night. And then the wine guys kick in a bit, and then it drops off again. Then the vodka guys kick in about midnight. So at a much lower level. It's silly data, but it's all there. You can do a free search right now. Look for when do people talk about Christmas or Halloween or whatever it is that you're trying to ride on the back of. Who uses LinkedIn? I would expect a lot of people here, right? LinkedIn, the single most powerful thing in LinkedIn, completely free, is up here in the corner. There's an advanced search button. Who's clicked the advanced search? It is amazing. It's free. If you want certain more advanced filters, you need to pay for an account. But I went in here and look, I put in our postcode here, which of course is somewhere else, according to my TomTom, 25-mile radius, anyone who mentions motoring, right? And I've instantly I've got some motorists here, they're second-degree connections, but that means I know somebody who knows them. It's really easy now for me to pick up the phone to that person and say, all right, I really want to talk to Quinton Wilson, because I'm doing this thing, and I want to, can I get connected? You can do this for anything, your golf day. You can search for words and you'll reach people that you didn't know exist. So it gets you out of your normal client network into incredible places. So they're the 4 things. And really, my mantra is we've got to stop shouting. Advertising, boom, boom, boom. Start conversing, talking to people. And I'm going to finish because we've done all of this. If we understand this stuff for our unique worlds and we understand where society's going, now we can think about doing it well, doing great marketing. And here are my 12 tips for marketeers who are trying to get a handle on where to go. The first thing you need to do is you do need to invest in social leadership. If you're in a small business, that's you. You need to, or if you're in a medium business, it may still be you, or it may be somebody around the business who's got the nous, who understands this, who can set the strategic direction. And separately, you need to invest in social players. Because if you're a leader, if you've got the vision on this thing, you don't want to spend every hour of your day monitoring Twitter, Facebook, and all this other stuff, or whatever you do. You want, there are more junior people who will really adore that, and they've got the energy and the enthusiasm to keep doing that day in, day out, and it can be exhausting. These are very different skills. Do not get them confused. And for goodness sake, if you're a social leader, do not allow yourself to become a social player, because you will lose sight of the strategic reasons why you're doing it. You have to invest in tools and expertise. There's a lot of free stuff out there that's really great. This is one of the hardest ones to get right, and at Microsoft we are a long way from getting it right. Building our own tools, we're trying different tools that third parties have built, we're trying to figure out what's right for us. There is no mature platform here. You have to look at it, work out what's right for your business, and really ask tough questions of the vendors who are trying to sell you a tool or a solution to do the listening or response. Develop your SRO strategy. Now, we've all heard of SEO, search engine optimization. A lot of people are talking about social media optimization, SMO. I don't like that because it's not about optimizing for social media. This is social recommendation optimization. All right? What you need to do is think about how do I optimize everything I do so that it will be recommended through social channels? SRO. It was Carol Bartz at Yahoo. I had the pleasure of meeting once, and she was talking about this as something that they were doing at Yahoo. And it's a really smart way of thinking about it. SMO is short-sighted. That's what the social media gurus will sell you. SRO is what you should be doing. Well, recommendation optimization is thinking that it doesn't matter which channel it is, it doesn't matter how it happens. It might be that my TV ad is just optimized so that people can talk about it in really easy ways. Social media optimization puts you in a bucket of thinking about social media channels. It's about enabling people to... social recommendation optimization. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you could look at it, I mean, it's semantics. You could look at the different ways of describing it and the language you use, but as a relationship, yeah, it's about building relationships, but at a very superficial level, if you're a brand in all truth. It's about actually getting people to do your work for you and recommend your stuff so that you don't have to do that. That's what it's about. We can talk later on that one. The next thing you have to do is, oh, sorry, I missed one, didn't I? Listen, then engage. Don't assume that you know the answers. Don't just start shouting stuff out onto Facebook or whatever. You've got to listen, understand the channel, and then engage. And when you've done that, you can start answering with social telephone. Think of it as a telephone. If there was a telephone in the corner of the office and it was ringing, someone would pick it up. That telephone, it's a metaphorical telephone, but it's ringing right now. If you're not picking it up, your business is losing opportunities. Moderate wisely. I love this example. This was from ABC Network. And they launched a new show called Pan Am. Has anyone seen that yet? They did this thing where if you tweeted the hashtag, you could win a Pan Am bag. This is what happened in the weekend. Pan Am, where are you going tonight? Somewhere exotic. Woman moving her incredible breast without touching. Yes, you got it. The spammers took control of that hashtag. What ABC didn't do is moderate. They turned it on a Friday, all went to the pub, and this thing ran all weekend like this. I saw it, I got a screenshot. Don't make that mistake. That's your brand associated with Jennifer Lopez and Justin Bieber and all the rest of it. So moderate wisely. Really important concept, we're nearly done. Create social objects. Think about the marketing you do as gifts to your customers. Sometimes you'll just create something, a video on YouTube, that explains something. There's no commercial benefit for you, but you get something back in return. Happy to talk about social objects later. So many different ways you can go, but you've got to think of it as a gift. It's not just, I'm doing this white paper because I know it converts to that many sales. It's about doing something for the benefit of the community at large and then getting the returns in later. Make everything better when it's shared. Thank people for sharing. Thank them, reward them. Just encourage it and make it better for them when they do that. And handpick your interfaces. You don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to do everything. It's better to do one thing well than 4 things badly. So handpick where your audience is. And you know what? They might not even be on these networks. There might be some creaky forum in a dark corner of the web where they're all hanging out and they're talking about this stuff day in, day out. Go and find it. That's where your social web should be. Easy to say, hard to do. Be remarkable. Remarkable in the original sense of the word. Do things that people will remark upon. Be remarkable, show some personality. This is the Frost personality continuum. I invented my own model because I thought everyone should have one. The basic idea is there are 2 extremes. You can be a company robot talking like the chairman about the financial results and droning on and on and on about some tedious corporate thing that no one cares about. Or you could be the juvenile delinquent who's always drunk and sharing you pictures of his new underpants. Now, you don't want to be at either of those extremes all of the time. But you do need to move. It's okay, you're human beings, and people will have conversations with you because you're showing some personality. So it's okay sometimes to tweet about the new coffee machine in the office. It's got nothing to do with your business, but it shows you're excited because there's something that happened and you're human, right? So think about the continuum and move around it. Crucially, you'd obviously expect me to say this, fail fast, but learn faster. Continuous pilot testing, learn, learn, learn. You've got to move fast because this thing is on an exponential curve, and if you want to keep up, you've got to try stuff. So they're my 12 tips. I'd like you to leave your definitions of marketing at the door on the way out, because I don't think a lot of stuff in those dusty test books works anymore. I think the world has changed, and it's up to us as an industry to define what that means for us. Thank you all very much for listening.